Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. In this video, we are from 6th group would like to explain about the concept of point of view story, Edgar Allan Poe's A Telltale Heart short story. First of all, let us introduce ourselves. Me, Made Astitiani as the first speaker, Nikadet Dwi Antari as the second speaker, and Niputu Chandra Widya Lestari as the third speaker. In this video, we will explain about the definition of point of view, types of point of view, and the analysis of point of view in A Telltale Heart short story by Edgar Allan Poe. First, I will explain about the definition of point of view. Point of view simply can be defined as the perspective used in a story. Point of view is the primary constituent contents in the story in which has functioned to specify the reader from where the reader will experience the story, according to Smith's 2014. Moreover, CSAC 2014 state that point of view is the essential and constructive element in which it unifies the story because it leads the reader to comprehend the story and decides the writer's relationship with the story. From the statement above, it can be concluded that point of view is hardly needed to be existed in a story in order to assist the reader experiencing the story so that moral of the story can be delivered to the reader, and the reader will also get the feeling of being in the story during the process of reading. Next, types of point of view. Point of view has several types. Each of the types has its role in the story. The common types used by the writer are first-person point of view, second-person point of view, and the last is third-person point of view. Now I will explain about first-person point of view. First-person point of view, or can be also called first point of view, is a perspective where it refers to I. According to Smith's 2014, first-person point of view addresses reader explicitly or implicitly as you and refers themselves as I. The narration of first-person point of view is subjective. The feelings and thoughts are being experienced by the narrator himself or herself. This type of point of view has strengths in which one of them is enable the reader to feel realism psychologically that the story tells to the readers. Besides this, it also assists the reader to be in the state of being involved in the story as well as giving the sense of trust, according to Smith 2014. So this is the example using first-person point of view in the story entitled Me and My Little Brain by John D. Fitzgerald. The example is, I couldn't help feeling a sense of great power after Tom was gone from Edenfield. I knew I only had a little brain compared with Tom's great brain, but I believed I'd learned enough from my brother to outsmart any kid in town. So in this example, the writer used first point of view because the writer used the subject I. Alright, that's all about the definition of point of view and first person point of view. For the next material will be explained by Dwi Antari.
Alright, thank you for the chance given to me. My name is Nikadet Dwi Antari as the second speaker. And then I will continue my friend's presentation about the point of view in the short story A Telltale Heart. And now I will explain about the second person point of view and then the third person point of view. So I will begin with the second person point of view. Alright, based on Kusno Subroto in 1988, second person perspective is a type of point of view where the pronoun you is used as the character maker. it can also turn the reader into a character who plays a role in the story. And Base Mayer in 2012, when writers use a second point of view in their work, it means that they position themselves as the people who tell their story to others. Apart from using the pronoun you, the writer also used the pronoun your and yours. The use of this type of point of view is applicable on the fiction works such as novel and also the short story, and it more applicable to non-fiction works such as speeches or letters. This type of point of view is rarely used, but the reader should be aware of it. And this is the example of the using of second person point of view in the novel. And I take it from the fifth season novel by N.K. Jemisin, and I will read it. You are the mother of two children, but now one of them is dead and the other is missing. Maybe she's dead too. You discover all of this when you come home from work one day. House empty. Too empty. Teeny little boy all bloody and bruised on the dance floor. So based on this example, you can see the use of you as the second person point of view. The writer used the second person point of view or use you to make the reader or to point out the reader so they can imagine if they become the character of this story. And next, I will continue with the third person point of view. So the third person point of view is usually used for observing an action from a distance. The person who includes in this action is usually called as the pronouns such as he, she, and they. By using this point of view, the reader can see a story from several characters' perspective. So, it is a tool of the author to describe the story in a way that is more objective and be separated from the action. And as stated by Mayer in 2012, the third point of view can be divided into three categories such as third person objective, third person omniscient, and then the third person limited. So I will explain it one by one. So the first type of third person point of view is third person objective. On this point of view, the facts of condition will be revealed naturally and fairly. The use of this category will usually see in biographies, that mean the authors tell historical facts about an individual. The facts that will be revealed will not take the sides of an individual. Then the narrator will only narrate the character's external action and doesn't know the character's internal feelings, emotion, and also opinions. And one of the example of story which use this point of view is Hills Like White Elephants by Ernest Hemingway. So as you can see on this slide, this is the example of the story that used third person objective. So I will read it. The woman came out through the curtains with 2 glasses of beer and put them down on the damp felt paths. The train comes in 5 minutes, she said. What did she say? Asked the girl. That the train is coming in 5 minutes. So on this example, as you can see, the narrator or the author use the pronoun she. So it means the narrator using the third person point of view. And if you analyze this example only describe about the external action that do by the character, which is the woman. So the narrator explained if the woman came out through the curtain with 2 glasses and then said the train comes in 5 minutes. So it means the narrator only describe the action that done by the character, but the narrator doesn't know about her feeling, opinion, and also emotion. Alright, and then I will continue to the second type. This is called third person omniscient. On this point of view, the narrator will know everything about the characters and their action from afar, and be able to divine the reasons for such action anytime. This narrator knows everything, including the feelings, emotion, and opinions of every character, whether the character expressed them or not. It can be found in the stories such as The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. So you can see in the slide, and then I will also read for you. But old Rory Brandybug was not so sure. Neither age nor an enormous dinner had clouded his wits, and he said to his daughter-in-law, Esmeralda, "There's something fishy in this, my dear. I believe that Matt Begins is off again. Silly old fool. But why worry? He hasn't taken the victuals with him." He called loudly to Frodo to send the wine round again. Frodo was the only one present who had said nothing. For some time he had sat silent beside Bilbo's empty chair and ignored all remarks and questions. He had enjoyed the joke, of course, even though he had been in the know. So based on this example, as you can see, the narrator described about two persons. The first one is Rory Brandybug and the second one is Frodo. But the narrator know everything about this character. It is different from the third person objective, which only describe about the external action. But on this example, the narrator knows everything, including the emotion and also the action from the character that described on this story. Uh, as you can see, the first one is Rory Brandybug that talked with Esmeralda, and he also expressed his feeling. And then the second one, Frodo, even though he talked nothing, but the narrator know about his feeling if he enjoyed the joke even though he is kept silent. And next, I will continue with the last type of point of view. This is third person limited. So on this point of view, the narrator will describe such situation by using the sense of eyes, ears, and thoughts of a character. It only focuses on one central character. Then narrator's knowledge is limited to that character and cannot describe things unknown to the focal character. It differs from the third person omniscient that knows everything, including the emotion and also the action for all of the character of the story. But in the third person limited point of view, the narrator will only know everything about one character. So this is will focus on the main character only. And the third person limited point of view appears in some stories, such as in the story by J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and Disagrees from G.M. Coetzee, and then also Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. So it is the example for the using of third person limited point of view in the story of Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows, one of the most famous novel by J.K. Rowling. So I will read it. Harry sat up and examined the jade piece on which he had come himself, seeing nothing but his own bright green eye reflected back at him. So, on this example, the narrator will only focus on the main character, which is Harry Potter. The narrator will know everything about Harry in action and also in his emotion. But the narrator will not describe the another character detail except Harry Potter. So I think that's all from my presentation, and the presentation will be continued by my friends Chandra Widya. The time is yours.
Thank you for the chance that given to me. I will continue the presentations to the analysis of point of view used in the telltale heart story. Well, before we going further to the analysis of the point of view used in this story, I will tell you a little bit about the summary of the story. So the story of the Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe is telling about a narrator who committed murder to an old man. The narrator does the murder because he is disturbed and annoyed by the by the old man's eye. The unknown narrator tries to give proof about his sanity as he retells the chronology of the crime he did. But unfortunately, the narrator failed in reassuring the readers that he is sane. However, he describes himself as someone who suffers from illness. He refuses to be losing control of his mind and cannot be called as mad. This can be seen from the line, "It's true, yes, I've been ill, very ill. But why do you say that I have lost control of my mind? Why do you say that I'm mad?" This will lead the readers to the thought of how can sane person will talk about his sanity as if he wants an acknowledgement that he is actually sane, but in a worry intonation and frightened. But at the end of the story, he finally revealed himself as that he did murder to the old man. To the old man. Well, this story is basically used a first point of view. It means that the perspective refers to I. Besides that, first point of view also uses pronoun mine. This can be seen from the story where the writer uses I and my. Let us take an example from the line, "Can you not see that I have full control of my mind?" The line is showed how the narrator convincing the readers about his sanity. This means that the writer wants the reader to obtain the feelings and thoughts directly from the narrator. To sum up, it can be concluded that the story of the telltale heart is using first point of view uh, to help the readers experiencing the story. Well, that's all about our presentations for the for the concept of point of view used in the story of the telltale heart. Thank you and have a nice day.